And so I think most of you know already what is ChatGPT, so that I don't have to talk so much about ChatGPT. But this is just an example of one of those AI-based language communication kind of kind of text-based AI, which answers questions. Any questions anyone asks, and the AI gives some responses based on the data that this type of AI already gathered. So this is most ChatGPT is the most commonly used AI for writing using a chat system. So answers any questions you like and delivers tasks also. And asking means sometimes it's also giving a kind of order to perform some tasks. So these tasks can be including improving English texts or shortening or expanding the text, improving or enriching the context, improving the writing styles, looking for mistakes or errors of writing, and also coding and finding ideas or brainstorming. So when I see some of your responses in the use of AI, you already mentioned what are the key uses of those AI. So of course, there are advantages and disadvantages of ChatGPT. So I asked it, what is the advantage and disadvantage of ChatGPT from itself? So it actually answers like this. So advantages, it's natural language interaction, so that any text it can understand, even in different languages, Mongolian language too, but mostly English is better, I think. And then it's kind of communication like a person answering behind the computer. And there's a versatility advantage. It can provide information, answer questions, and offer suggestions. And this is like a live person. And scalability is a chat models like a ChatGPT can handle large number of queries. So of course, it has some kind of limit. Sometimes it gets stuck because they explain that it's too many people at the same time asking questions, but still it provides lots of answers and it's non-stoppable. So you can there's no limit of asking questions and having answers, and it's all the time available. You don't have to wait anything to open or close, and it's also multilingual, so that many different languages it can be used. And disadvantages, there's a lack of understanding sometimes because ChatGPT does not understand completely some of the questions because it's AI, it's a kind of robotic, there's no person behind, and we don't have to trust all the time because if the ChatGPT did not really understand, even the responses given is not valid sometimes. So that it's called the disadvantages like biased outputs, so that it's biased, some kind of incorrect, incomplete answers. And sometimes the content is inappropriate. So it can provide you a harmful content or prompted content so that you don't have to trust. And also there's a privacy concerns that the data used to train the AI models can include sensitive or personal information, but no one's really sure whose information and why, but it's kind of privacy issues there. And then there's a lack of accountability so that the ChatGPT or in AI-based, language-based chat systems, they don't have the system of ethical concerns or accountability, so that sometimes any responses are not accountable or not ethical sometimes. But it's very smart sometimes saying like, I cannot provide this information because of these ethical issues and stuff like that. And also it's resource intensive. So it needs lots of resources to compute or to generate those responses, meaning that more resources like energy it uses. In the end, it's like a kind of energy consumption is too high because of this system. So 90% of the online content may be generated by AIs by 2026. So these are kind of statements that by next coming 2 or 3 years, online content may be based on AI, but still it's lots of AI based content already, so that people are really confused now which content is really generated by AI, which content is really made by a person. So that the readers must be very careful, because some of the fake news or fake information is just published online or published somewhere without really checking the quality, which is resulted from the AI. So this AI, like you can see, number of uses, but it's healthcare, autonomous, and finance, so many fields it's using. But in the last, it says like natural language processing, which we are talking about scientific writing. And also education and language translation and research, stuff like that. So those are the areas which will be used for writing using the AI. So interestingly, there is a journalist in 2023 strike against the AI because they are losing jobs because of the AI. So that's not so nice, really, to hear that someone is losing jobs. But if the market does not really differentiate the quality of the AI-generated news or journalist-generated news, and then this is kind of market economy rule of thumb that if things are improved or if technology improved, someone lose a job, but that doesn't mean that the person cannot work in somewhere else. But I can't judge this. It's just happening last year. And there is a banning of ChatGPT in some countries like Russia, China, North Korea, Cuba, Iran, Syria, and Italy. So that more countries may be banning. For example, interestingly, this Amazon, Apple, and 12 other major companies that have restricted employees from using ChatGPT, so that is there some notion of people thinking that the real person is better than, also it's kind of ethical thing that instead of using ChatGPT, we should use the human brain to have more valid results. So Germany considers a ban. This is a news I found. This Ulrich Kelber, German data protection chief, has stated that the ChatGPT ban is possible in Germany, following Italy's example. So that maybe in EU or some German or some EU countries may ban it, but I don't know. But it's just the news. So interestingly, in 1988, this math teachers protested against the calculator used for elementary pupils, which is making sense somehow, because only the young new pupils, if they learn calculator only, they don't know how to calculate by hand. So it's just really meaningful. But if the people getting old, they already know how to use how to calculate by hand, and then if they starting use a calculator, then it's okay. It's the same for me. It's the same for people to use AI correctly and ethically to save some time and to increase the productivity. So I prepare some real-time example, and this is really to show you the how I fail also, but how I can also ask questions from ChatGPT. So I prepared the question and I just go to the ChatGPT here. So this is new one. I'm asking question: what are the main issues of conventional crop farming compared to organic farming in Germany? So this is like a research question example, and I'm asking this question from ChatGPT. It's generating some answers here. So some of the problems for conventional crop farming is chemical use, soil health, and environmental impact, and resistance or resilience, consumer health concerns, regulatory framework, stuff like that. So at least it gives me 6 answers. so that if the person is trying to understand what is the problem with this conventional farming, they can start dig down really the input use. Is it really chemical inputs? Is it really problem or not? And also soil health, is it really a problem? Soil is degrading and quality of the soil is declining. Is it really true or not? So this can be also checked. So those ideas should be checked. But this is just starting point to talk to AI. And then I'm asking because it's too many information, I'm just asking, convert your answers in a scientific writing style. So it can write like this. This is also how kind of cheating students or cheating people do this. And please write me, say, on this topic, please write me a kind of this scientific article, something. It gives you already kind of good way of writing, but there's a huge issue that the checking of the quality, because as I said, it doesn't have to be true. So you have to check by yourself and then confirm, and then later on you have to do it yourself. So it can do this, and then my next task is create a table to capture the main ideas. So it can also create the tables to distinguish, categorize your answers, and comparing is very good. Sometimes these tasks that you write something and then you want to make it as a table, but instead of using it by yourself, you can just ask ChatGPT to convert your text into the tables. So it's like this, and then I'm asking that quality checking is must, so that I can say, I'm not sure, but the last point in the table, can you clarify? And I'm asking ChatGPT to clarify the last point, which is regulatory framework. What is the difference between conventional and organic farming? So this is like, yeah, here is explaining what is this. So I'm further asking the AI, like, is there any proof of or evidences based on scientific research with quantitative data, what you're saying? So here, certainly, because ChatGPT can do whatever you ask, but the only thing is like checking the quality. It's like you can see that it provides some numerical evidences, but I'm not sure. Is it really true or not? But it has to be checked again. So, and I can further ask, like, give me scientific articles where I can find your points, and give me, I can't provide. So that means like it cannot, but it can give me some ideas like what journals and you can find. So then you fail here because the ChatGPT does not provide you original link or original title of the article or original resource. So that you fail here, which means that you have to do it yourself. But you can just use AI correctly to have good ideas on the end to improve some of the texts and some others. Anything typed in ChatGPT is called as a prompt. So I'm shifting to the third part of my presentation. So first prompt is simplifying the complex notions. For example, explain GMO simply as I'm 11 years old. So this is just an example, because when you do research, like of really like first year student, you don't know what is GMO, and then it can say very simple thing into very general knowledge, and then generate the perfect marketing plan. In marketing, advertisement, AI is used a lot, and then take advantage of expert consulting. So sometimes it consults you, it gives you advices, which sometimes makes sense, sometimes not, but it has to be checked again. And job interview simulations also can be done and make ChatGPT write like you. So instead of you write, ChatGPT can write. But again, you have to check again. Is it making sense? Is it what really I want to say or not? So some examples of useful prompts or commands. I would say command is better, but it's always called prompts. So you can say like clarify research question, outline the structure of the paper. For example, you have an idea, you write like I have this idea, and I've done this some small research. Can you give me a list of outline or a structure of my paper? Or you give some text and saying, client, can you clarify a research question out of this text? Or you can use active voice, avoid passive voice, this kind of prompts when they give you answers, and stay focused on research questions and avoid repetition. Write a strong conclusion, cut down unnecessary words. For example, this is very good for writing English texts. So unnecessary words, unnecessary ideas, or whatever they can cut or make it short, or they can also expand. And also they can edit and proofread. But again, someone has to really check it. You don't have to. I never trust with AI, but the expert can check it. For example, there is an example extracting research question from an abstract. So there is a link of this example article. There's abstract. So you just copy the abstract and put it there and give the command. So clarify research question, and then you put it in the bracket or quotation mode, and then it read all this abstract and clarify research question. So research question is, this is the result. Research question of this paper is, and that. So when you read these research questions, which is generated by ChatGPT, is really matching, is really understanding the text and give you the research question. So this is just to save some time instead of you extract all these research questions. So the last part of my presentation is shifting to the ethical use of AI. Because nowadays, most of the universities in Western world is worrying about the cheating. Because when you assign students to write an essay or assignment, then they just use the AI. And then this is not good because it's not helping the student to learn something, but it's just downgrading the knowledge to the students. So I just asked it how to use ChatGPT ethically in scientific writing from ChatGPT. So when I read, it's making sense. For example, use is as an aid, not a replacement. So which is true that you can think the AI as a kind of helper, a kind of tool that helps like a hammer or something like a screwdriver. So if you have good tools, it's always good productivity, but it's not something it's really replacing your ability completely. So you don't have to use it as a replacement. And also, if you use AI, this is citing AI assistance, so clearly acknowledge the ChatGPT's contribution. So this is ethically correct that if you use AI, then you have to admit it. So I use AI for this part, for this prompt, and then this gave me results. But in the end, I work to clarify or check the quality of the AI product or results, and then here this. And also verify and cross-check. This is most important part, that every time if you use AI, and then you have to check it. You have to confirm it. And then the final responsibility of whatever you write is on you, but not on AI. And also maintain transparency, be transparent about AI use. It's kind of the same here, cite AI, and take responsibility for errors, because any AI can make errors, so that you have to take all the error responsibility. And there is ethical considerations, that there is a guidelines, sometimes these regulations from the university or whatever organization who put some restrictions or some rules on the use of AI. So the advice is really to follow all the rules for AI. And then also peer review is always important, that anything generated by AI should be checked by you and maybe possibly by other people. And also you have to understand the limitations, because AI is not the God. It's a kind of machine that you don't have to trust. And then there's some disadvantages I already mentioned in the one of the first slides, so that if you understand the limitations, then you don't have to rely on AI all the time. And also there's copyright issues and plagiarism rules and copyright. If any copyright cannot given to the AI, so the copyright is always given to the person, so that because AI is kind of copying the ideas from the database that it has, so that it's already someone generated this idea. Someone means like person, not AI. So then if you use directly something happening, some message or responses from the AI, then you have some problem, that copyright issue, that you did not generate this idea, but not AI, but something somewhere else in some point of time. So that you have to be very careful for these copyright issues and plagiarism. So also there is ethical use is suggesting the AI for inspiration. So sometimes brainstorming takes time, and sometimes brainstorming takes lots of effort to gather people, discuss. But AI is giving you some hints, and then you have to work on this. It's better instead of starting from zero, no idea, but AI give you some ideas. They don't have to be true, but this is kind of inspiration. And there is some examples of journals that they already acknowledge the use of AI or agree, but in limited ways. For example, there's a journal, the European Economic Review Journal, and this journal is having an impact factor 2.4. And then they stated as use of AI is only possible for writing scientific articles for improving English linguistics and improving readability of the manuscript. So that it's only usable for English, improving the English. For example, you write a paragraph, you copy your paragraph to the paste into the ChatGPT and saying, can you improve English language of this text, please? And then it will give you nice English written format, but you have to check again, because if there's some mistake of meaning, that the meaning of the paragraph that you generated is diverted to someone else, something else, then you have to check it and you have to clarify it. You have to improve by yourself after AI worked. And there's a warning also in this journal saying, warning, the results of AI must be double checked by you, author, the third person, expert, and literature, so that you don't have to trust all the time, and you have to check, and others must check. And then another rule of thumb is that check again, because automatic robot makes mistakes, errors, misleading answers, and non-real sources. So then there is a serious AI policy too, that AI is not considered as an author, because AI is a robot. So you can't say that this author is AI, no. And Elsevier also warning that if AI is used in the manuscript, then you have to declare that declaration of generative AI and AI-assisted technologies in the writing process in the end of the manuscript. So there's an example. So they provided already example how to declare that you use AI. So my advice for the AI use of the AI to the scientific writing. So the do's and don'ts. So you do prompt properly. So sometimes the prompting or giving command in the wrong way, using wrong words, that gives you like not good answers. And do double check results always. and to leave yourself, not AI self. Sometimes people are really addicted to AI, so they just forget who you are, but they just rely on AI all the time. And in the end, everything you say or everything you think is AI, not you. So then there's a huge problem. And do authoring, not AI, so that you are the author of the scientific writing and you lead what is your message in the writing of the scientific articles or publications, not the AI. So do admit use of AI ethically. So this is my do's and don'ts. So don't copy paste. So most of the time, mostly like lazy students, they just copy and paste anything comes from the AI. And don't trust to AI fully. So for example, I never trust AI completely. And don't misuse AI results. So misusing is like you like saying you use not good prompt or command, and you use the responses to real life directly in different fields. And don't argue or complain with or to the AI. So sometimes people say, "Hey, this is not me. AI did this," but you are the person who gave the prompt to complete some tasks, so that you cannot argue or you cannot complain. And don't cheat or plagiarize, especially this applies to the students. So so why I recommend use it ethically? Because I cannot say you don't use it. I recommend to use it ethically and correctly. So why I'm saying is that there is a huge statistics. So copy leaks asked ChatGPT to write 1,000 outputs, and on average 400 words in 26 subjects. So and so you can see like almost 60% of ChatGPT outputs contain some form of plagiarized content. So you can see that there's especially in physics, lots of plagiarized contents it can give you, and it's going down, but music is the less. And some of the statistics, like you can see, like why they use this plagiarist, so that you have to be careful. And in conclusion, so what I conclude is that be smarter than AI. AI is never smarter than you, and use AI correctly and wisely and ethically. So that's it from my side. Thank you very much. And I'm open to any question from your side. Thank you.